Hello and welcome. Joining you on a very windy day in Connecticut's absolutely stunning northwest corner here at Auto Gallery. Thanks for joining us, and very excited to present this absolutely stunning red over beige Karmann Ghia Cabriolet. It's a 1966, and from what we gather, it actually has a slightly more modern engine out of it. It's a 1.6 liter. Obviously, these are powered by flat fours, and these Karmann Ghias are very interesting cars. I think they are extremely handsome. This actually is the first one that I've driven, and I was very much expecting it to drive, I guess, similarly to a 356 Porsche, which is a good car and a nice driver's car. But honestly, I think this actually drives better. And we recently sold a 356 a few months ago, actually a same red 1968 356. I'm going to get the year wrong, but it was a 356B coupe, and it was a nice car. But I actually much prefer the driving dynamics of this. And believe it or not, there are a lot of similarities between the Karmann Ghia and the 356. Mainly that both cars are bodied by Karmann. Karmann was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I may butcher this, so please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure many of you folks are a lot more knowledgeable than me, considering I'm a youngster, and this car is almost twice my age, or really more than twice my age. But Karmann did bodies for Porsche and obviously Volkswagen, and they were kind of similar in many ways to like a Pininfarina that you would see on Ferrari, or a touring carrozzeria that you would see on Lancia. So, you know, basically they'd be given the chassis, they design the body work, and then, you know, put it on, manufacture, all that good stuff. So this car has the same body designer and body, I guess, coach builder, one may say, that may be the wrong term, as the legendary Porsche 356. Now, I'm sure everyone knows that a 356 is a car that is, you know, not every time, but often a car that's well into the six-figure range. And the second similarity is that just like the 356, the Karmann Ghia is powered by a flat four. So the flat four, as opposed to like a flat six that you see on modern Porsches, it's a fantastic power plant. They are air-cooled, really, really, really nice, and just a really sweet ride. There's plenty of power. It's not a super slow car. The engine note is fantastic. And just more than anything, it's a really nice car to drive. This one is quite handsome. It benefits from a decent amount of service records, and it is woman-owned, so it's been driven gingerly and stored inside, and this was, you know, her pride and joy, and still is her pride and joy. It's a very lovely car, owned by a lovely woman, and we're just thrilled that she has chosen us to represent it on her behalf, and we will do our absolute best to do it justice. Overall, it presents very well. The interior is stunning. The red coat that it wears is also stunning. There is some paint fading in various areas, mostly the flat horizontal surfaces that maybe saw some sort of sun damage, or what have you. But overall, the car presents very honestly, very well. It's got a nice mixture of, you know, some restoration mixed in with some original patina. So it's a very period correct seeming car in every sense of the word, and it drives so well. It always starts right up. We haven't had to put it on a charger, and we've had the car for over 2 months. We've driven it multiple times, and it never gives us a problem. So I'm just thrilled to be doing this. So anyways, the point of these videos are for you all, the bidders, the buyers, the commenters, the viewers. We want to give you as much information as possible that we can. So obviously, we're going to act as if, you know, myself, I'm putting myself in your shoes as the buyer. We look for any flaws that we may notice and point them out as best we can, both cosmetically and mechanically. We'll do a test drive, all that stuff, test all features and functions, just to make sure that you guys know exactly what it is you're getting. We'll try to find everything we can and present this car as honestly as possible. These videos are a labor of love. I'm sure many of you noticed that many Bring a Trailers users just do a 1-minute cold start and like maybe a driving video, maybe a walk around. But in all, the average Bring a Trailer video is about 5 minutes long. Ours tend to run well north of 30 minutes and sometimes even an hour. So bear with us. If you're interested in the car, obviously we're doing this as a service to you, and you should be have the utmost comfort bidding on this car from anywhere in the world. If you're a penguin living in Antarctica, or a matador living in Spain, or a banker living in New York on Wall Street, what have you, you don't have to be here to inspect it in person, or at least we'll do as good of a job as we can. So without further ado, we'll do a quick loop of the exterior, a quick circle of the interior, check out the engine bay, check out the front trunk, do a cold start, and then we'll hit the road and enjoy this absolutely lovely 66 Karmann Ghia. So starting up front, all the chrome work is in fantastic shape. The bright work, some would call it. Your gaskets around the marker lights, your shroud, your cowl around the headlight, and the headlight itself on the passenger side looks great. There's 2 little vents. Obviously, they're not intakes because the motor is in back, but just makes for a nice kind of aggressive sort of look. There is one crack in the paint here. There's a little bit of fade, pretty much as I said, on all of the flat areas, and there's a little bit more fade here. The VW badge has some nice patina on it, and the front bumper overall is in fantastic shape. There's not really any rock chipping that I'm seeing. There's no abrasions, there's no dings or dents or anything like that. And then there's one small crack just below this inlet here on the passenger side, couple more just right on the nose. Coming up towards the hood, a little bit more of a crack in the paint there, and then some various, whitish fading throughout the hood, but the paint is actually pretty smooth to the touch. There's also one crack running down this crease or this seam here, but again, nothing that would really cause major concern. Again, if you like a car with some character, this is definitely a fantastic example. Same thing on the driver's side, a little bit of spidering there, and there, but otherwise in fantastic shape. The chrome on the inlets is a little faded, but the rubber grommet all the way around is in nice shape. Same with the driver's side of the bumper, the grommet around the marker light, the turn signal, and your cowling and headlight here are in nice shape. Now I'll come around to the driver's side. So on this fender, again, a little bit more fading in the paint, just again on the vertical surface. Like once you start to get more towards this area where it's more vertical. Sorry, I'll refer to these as horizontal and this as vertical. So your vertical surfaces are in good shape. It's just anything that's directly facing the sun suffered a little bit, but overall solid. Also, your panel gaps are pretty uniform on the hood, which is nice to see. And overall, the condition of the front driver fender is nice. You got these lovely VW hubcaps and these ventilated, I think, steel wheels. Drums in front, very nice, and I like the white rim here. Overall in nice shape, a little bit of pitting on the inner barrel, but overall nice. You've also got the Firestones that are from 2024, 1124, if I'm not mistaken. Plenty of tread left, lots of tread left, and these tires are nice and grippy, and definitely help the car drive very nicely. You've also got your radio antenna. All your gaskets or seals around the windshield are nice and soft and supple. They're not deteriorating. Usually you see these dry out and start to crack. And the windshield itself is in really nice shape. So now coming behind the wheel, still on the front quarter here on the driver's side, overall fantastic shape. You get this double chrome trim line that runs the distance, all in really nice shape. You also have nice door gaps here, but just a little bit of paint peel here, where it's just got a small crack. You also have the driver's side mirror removed, but that is included in the sale, and we will show you that. It's a little bit of a crack just above where that mounts, but nothing that is really causing me concern. As for the driver door, just a small scratch or two, one here, but overall really, really nice. And the only area that's faded is just right here. Overall, the door itself is in really nice shape. Little bit of mild degradation of the chrome, but again, overall, just a nice patinaed look. You also have your rubber window seals here, which are in nice shape, still nice and soft and pliable. Little cute little K-truck over there. The aft section of the driver door is in really nice shape. All your chrome trim looks great. And then coming back to the front of the rear quarter, also in nice shape. You have your convertible top all folded up here. You can see part of the perforated white leather headliner here is in nice shape. All your bars, all that stuff look great. And the front of the rear quarter also looks fantastic. Again, you get that nice chrome trim, no cracking in the paint. It's really, really nice looking. And even down below, you're in good shape, other than just some really mild bubbling over in this corner that you may be able to see on camera. Again, very mild, but definitely worth pointing out. The rear of the top seal is nice and uniform, no imperfections there. The top of the rear, the deck lid, so to speak, is in nice shape, other than just, again, a little bit of mild fading here, a little bit of mild fading on the vented engine cover, I guess one would refer to that as. Now for the rear driver wheel, again, you have these gorgeous tricolor, really, VW Steelies. The wheels are in fantastic shape, not any imperfections I'm seeing other than just a little bit of corrosion on that inner lip there where it meets the ventilated hub or the ventilated wheel. You also have rear drums, of course, since the fronts are drums. And let me find a date code on these tires. See, the other one was much easier, but this says 4FT B6HT. So I don't think I'm able to decipher what date these are from, but they overall look good, and they are, again, those Firestones, F560s. Plenty of tread left as well. So coming just to the back of the driver quarter, you do have a little spider crack there, really minuscule, but definitely notable. And this nice body line here. I love the way the body lines on this car come together. The bumper looks fantastic. All of the chrome is really nice. Same with the grommet around the taillight and the taillight itself. Very minimal taillight there. The ventilation, which helps cool your air-cooled flat 4, your Karmann Ghia badging, a little bit of dryness in the grommet around the trunk pull or the plate bracket, one might call that, but overall it's okay. And the chrome around that is nice as well. Doesn't look like the car's ever been backed into anything because the bumper is nice and straight. Overall, the chrome's in pretty great shape. There's a little bit of pitting here, a little bit of an imperfection there and there, but otherwise really nice and shiny. I also love the really narrow twin center exit exhaust, very sporty looking in my opinion. And yeah, the rear's in great shape. Like the paint, again, on the verticals of the car is really beautiful and looks fantastic. And even where it's struggling a little bit more, it still presents very well. So the passenger side of the bumper, also in great shape. Again, doesn't look like it's ever been backed into or anything like that. And your taillight is in good shape, other than just a small crack that runs right along that seam there. But the grommet is in great shape. No problems there. The end of the passenger side rear quarter paint is in fantastic shape. You just have two small little cracks there in the paint, but again, nothing that causes me concern. The passenger side of the engine cover, and I guess one would call this the deck lid maybe, look to be in very good shape. Again, just ever so slight fading, but overall the paint presents very well. The body lines are nice and smooth, very, very good, and the rear of the convertible top looks great. Now for the passenger rear wheel, again, these weird date codes, 1224. So may very well be 24s, 1224. So pretty recent tires, as well as these gorgeous VW hubcaps, your ventilated steel wheels. And again, you just do see a tiny bit of corrosion where the ventilated part meets the actual barrel of the wheel, but overall look to be in fantastic shape. The drums look good. Coming forward, upper section of the front of the passenger quarter is in really nice shape. The paint looks great. Same with the chrome trim. You do just have that same little bubbling that you see on the other side, but nothing, again, that really causes me concern. And we've got a pine needle there. It is full. Door gaps on the passenger side look great. Nice and uniform. You have a couple tiny little chips there. I mean, really, really small. Your chrome's in great shape on the door handle. Your seals on the door are nice and supple. Same with your A-pillar seals. Really nice to see. You do have the mirror on this side, which is in great shape. Nice chrome. Excuse me. These monologues dry my throat out. But nice chrome mirror there that's in great shape. The door looks very nice. I'm not seeing any scratches, dings, dents, anything like that. The chrome trim looks very good. You do just have these two pretty mild bubbles there. They are hard, like I'm putting some pressure on them and they're not caving in, which is, I guess, better. But your A-pillars are in fantastic shape, and also where the roof meets the top, also in fantastic shape, just a little bit dusty, but your locks, your locking ports work well. Also nice little sun visors there, one with an integrated mirror for the passenger. Your trim, your seal is in really nice shape as well, very supple, and the windshield's in fantastic shape, just crystal clear. So ahead of the door, again, you have your Karmann badging, the people who designed the body for this car, and same for the 356. But the passenger quarter, front quarter looks great. Same with up top near the hood. Again, other than just the mild fading, it's overall in nice shape. You do just have one crack here, but otherwise really, really fantastic shape. All the body lines look great. A little bit of a dent here. It may be very hard to see because it's pretty minuscule, but just a small dent. And then down below, yeah, 1124. So again, assuming these are 2024s, please correct me if I'm wrong, but the Firestones, they look great. Plenty of tread left, and the hubcaps are in fantastic shape. The wheels are in great shape. Again, you just have that inner tiny bit of corrosion, but otherwise nothing that causes me concern. And just up front, we look very good. On the passenger side, the vertical surfaces look great. So now we'll head around to the interior, check out the engine bay, check out the trunk, and hit the road. Alrighty, now for the interior, which in addition to the mechanical condition of the car, is actually a huge highlight. There's a lot of upholstery work done, and the interior of the car just presents so well. The door cards are in fantastic shape and nice and simple, but they're not stained, they're not discolored, they're not ripped or torn. They really do just look fantastic. Same with that seat. Look at that driver's seat and the passenger, but really the seats are just so nice, as well as the carpeting. The carpeting is in fantastic shape. Same with the gauges and the dashboard. I mean, the interior on this car is just to die for. It is so, so, so nice. Honestly, really, really nice work by the shop who did the restoration. Very impressive. Even the seat backs are in fantastic shape, and you get this lovely, lovely, kind of linen-y seeming rear bench. It's just in such nice shape. Look at all the carpeting, and you do get seat belts. So it's been made a lot safer by current ownership, which I think is definitely a respectable thing to do. Before, though, we'll head here for the trunk, or for not the trunk, but the engine bay. And while we're at it, I'll pop the frunk. So you have your 1.6 liter flat four that we believe, according to the engine stampings, is a slightly more modern replacement. It's a 1.6, and I believe these may have been like either 1.4s or 1.8s. So this is definitely, I think, what one would consider an update. This also says here, Broadway Auto Electric, Lemon Grove, California, November 2012. So a bit of a newer part there. And again, the mechanical condition of the car is amazing. Very clean engine bay. This is interesting. Never seen something like that before, but yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. And a nice, reliable, and simple little power plant. I mean, it's not a big displacement motor. It's air-cooled. There's not a lot of auxiliary functions, and it does very, very well. It does exactly what you want it to do, which is start up right away, keep running, and keep cool while delivering a lovely little engine note and enough power. Door card on the passenger side also looks really, really nice. It's in amazing shape through and through. Same with all of your carpeting down below. And you do get a nice open cockpit here, not a big center tunnel, so to speak. So you are very much in the car with your passenger, not so much passenger and driver with separation. Again, the dash, all that stuff looks fantastic. Look at the passenger seat. It just looks so good. So, so good. The seats on this car are so well done. And then, of course, the seat back is in great shape. Same with the rear bench. And yes, you do get seat belts, which is just fantastic to see. So last but not least, before we put the top up, cold start and drive, is the frunk, which you open like this. Nice and springy, supports itself. I think this is your fuel tank. We're going to find out because we do need to go get gas. We're going to drive the car to the gas station. You also get your spare, your body tag here, all that good stuff. Yeah, fuel spray. Okay, so that is fuel. That is fuel. That's our fuel tank. I'm going to open that and just give it a sniff to make sure. Yep, that's fuel. That is fuel. Let's make sure that's closed nicely. And yeah, so I'll just put the top. Is that closed? Yeah. So now I'll put the top up so you folks can see what we're dealing with there. I'm actually going to reclose this too, just because I want to make sure it's 100% closed. I would hate something to fly up. There we go. Oh, there we go. Fantastic. So the top is a really easy mechanism. You can do it with one person. So folds in like so. I like to get in to close it all the way. I like to put my sun visors down and just give it a little pull. It's got to slot in. Come on. And then it catches the latches and you honk it down. There we go. And you get this folding handle. So it's just a little crank until it's done, and then fold it back into place, and that little grommet will hold it. Very nice and easy. So now you get to see the condition of the top, which, as you can see, and we've left it folded down for a week or so now. It's in really nice shape. There's not much creasing. It's nice and tight. I believe it's a new top. That'll be in the records. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Just want to pull this over here. And you are good to go. This top is in amazing, amazing, amazing shape. And it seals very, very well. Very, very well. So now we'll hit a quick cold start and hit the road. Alrighty, now for the cold start. Grabbing the exhaust tip nice and firm. Give her a good handshake. Chilly. It's about 50, really 45 degrees today. And yeah, this car runs like a champ. It's definitely one of the major draws of this car is how well it runs. So position 1, just let things pressurize for just a moment. Put the parking brake on. And I have not given it gas at all. It just cranks right over. Right over. It sounds great too. Love this thing. So let's hit the road. So in the cockpit, it is pretty simple. You get a windshield washer here. Nice and simple. I think that is your lights. These, I believe, are vents. You get your hood release. You get a red button. Oh, look at that. That's cool. So let me wipe that away. That's sweet. Little secret red button. Horn. Little mild, measly little horn, but it's cute. It's very cute. You, of course, get an ashtray here, which doesn't look like it's gotten much use. You get a glove box, which, as I mentioned, spare mirrors in there. And then you do get a radio, which I had it working earlier today. We actually haven't tested it yet. I would like to turn these off. Let me just... It was working very well earlier today. There we go. Takes a minute. Sometimes I mess with the antenna a little. Try a couple stations. 98.1 was working quite well for me. Not 100%. That was... Takes a second. Anyways, so functional radio, just not... I am not the best at working these older type radios. I'm going to do my window here, which is a hand crank, not giving me much resistance. Passenger can do his window now as well. Not much resistance there. Great to see. I am not sure what these do. I am not sure what these do. Someone, please, I have a feeling they may be for climate control, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, without further ado, we'll go to the gas station really quick and just enjoy a drive in the car. But I've got to just let my father know, who is our camera helper today, where we're going. Everyone say hello to other Coulter. We're just finishing the driving part of this. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, see you in a minute. And away we go. Again, I love this car. It's so nice to drive. So first gear, and turn signals work as well. And we'll just run down to the gas station. Record holder, but it's really it's everything that you kind of want, you know. It's nice. It's very pleasant to drive. Obviously not going to be the quietest cabin with the convertible top, but there's not too much wind noise. We don't have the heat on or anything, and I'm not cold. I'm not getting a crazy draft. Yeah, it's a very pleasant car. It's super comfortable. It's very forgiving. It's a really easy transmission to manipulate. Super easy to shift. Like if you want to drop a gear, you hit third here. A quick upshift to fourth. I mean, it's literally the easiest clutch, easiest shifter pattern, and there's almost no resistance between gears. The brakes, even despite being drums, are also pretty solid. No problems there. And it's funny, there's not even a temperature gauge on this car, which I find pretty silly. Pretty silly, even coming down into first. A little pull. Going fourth, and there's about 50 miles an hour. And again, just really quite positive. I mean, it's very pleasant. It's a very, very pleasant car to drive in every sense of the word. It's simple. It's not intimidating. All that stuff. Get to test the brakes now for the school bus, and they are nice and strong. Going to drop to second now. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Absolutely adore this car. I mean, it's really cute too. It's really cute. But it's also, you know, man, woman, neither. You know, it's definitely like unisex. Very handsome car for a man to drive. Very attractive car for a woman to drive. Yeah, you know, really can't go wrong with a 66 Karmann Ghia. I mean, they are just so nice, and the steering is really light. I mean, I could do pinky and thumb here. Look at me, pinky and thumb. Pinky and thumb driving. And yeah, it's nice. I mean, here we are, fourth gear, 30 miles an hour behind the school bus. It's great. It's great. It really is. It really is. Very nice. What time is it? Starting to lose the sun here. It's getting early. It's going down early these days. So yeah, definitely enjoying the last of the fall driving weather while we can. And this car is a fantastic car to be doing it in. I'm a huge fan of this car. It's impressed me in a lot more ways than I ever would have assumed. And yeah, you know, they're very cool. They're very cool. They're very user friendly. I see now why they are so popular. I mean, I know there's people that collect these, and you know, they're cool again, but I never really understood the appeal. But now I undoubtedly understand why these are so appealing. I mean, it's just really a pleasant car. Everything about it is just, it's very pleasant all around, no matter how you look at it. It's super pleasant. You know, if I was in a faster car, I'd be upset that I'm stuck behind the school bus. But honestly, it's very chill. We're just, you know, having a Thursday evening little mosey down the country roads, and it's fantastic. No need to go fast, you know. The car doesn't, it will go fast, but it really doesn't need to go fast, which is nice. Definitely a nice car. And the ride is super comfortable. And it's not very, like, clunky in here. You know, there's no towel shake. You don't hit a bump, and it just feels like you're crunching stuff. Like, it is really just a fantastic and well-built car. It isn't, you know, causing any problems. It's definitely interesting to me that, you know, to be driving a car, like anytime I drive a car of this age, my eyes are glued to the oil pressure, coolant temperature, and oil pressure gauge. Oil temperature and pressure gauge, you know, the bar / oil PSI. But this car has none, so it's almost like an out of sight, out of mind thing. I don't know if others feel the same way, but it's funny. Like, if there's no, you know, gauges to give you any sense of alarm, it really makes for a relaxing driving experience. Ignorance is bliss, as they say. And these motors are notoriously reliable. I think they're very similar to like what you see in a Volkswagen Beetle. So, or they might even be the Beetle motor. I'm not sure. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm kind of a jack of all trades in terms of my car knowledge. So once we get into specificities with specific makes, models, and, you know, niche offerings such as this, very detailed information, I usually have to do some research or whatnot. Wow, there's a dead pheasant on the side of the road. Interesting. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I like the simplicity. I mean, there's a lot to love here. It's just so user friendly. It's really just a charming car. Really, really charming car. And it feels special. It's very unique. I love the open cockpit as well. Really makes for a nice driving experience, especially with a passenger or a few folks in the back as well. This guy's really on my bum. No need for that, sir. And here we are. So let me just throw some gas in, and we'll be right back with you. Alrighty, so we put about 3 gallons in. It's a bigger tank. So we're going to do a hot start now. Goes right up. Parking brake off. Push rock and roll. Now I can drive it a little bit more spirited. It's nice in the corners. It's got great grip. Stop sign, a little bit of an odd blind spot with the big top. Full power. Nice. Top of third at 50. Taking this corner at 55. And it's planted. Oh my God, it's nice. Really nice. We're doing about 60 now. No wobble. Track's pretty straight. Look at that. Really nice. And there's some camber on this road as well. Wow, that's bright. Real nice. Real nice. About 50 now. Yeah, I mean, even at highway speed, it's very nice, even at highway speed. This is a neat little corner here. Taking that at 60 miles an hour. Perfect. I hadn't really looked at them as an object of envy. I knew that they were good cars, of course. Why would they have such a loyal and dedicated following? And they command a pretty good premium. You know, they're not necessarily cheap cars. I wouldn't refer to them as cheap cars. The market definitely values these lovely little Karmann Ghias, and you know, a very nice example will fetch north of $30,000 in some cases. So I think someone could certainly get themselves a lovely little kind of entry, not more than entry level. This is actually a very nice car. It's been very well maintained. The interior is in fantastic shape, and there's some cosmetic flaws in the exterior, but honestly, it's just a lovely car, and you can drive it guilt-free. You don't have to worry about keeping a concourse level car in perfect condition. You can drive this one, you can really enjoy it. It'll be reliable. It's been reliable for us. Totally just no frills, lovely little machine here. So yeah, super pleased with this one. I'm blown away at how great these are. If I were to get my girlfriend like her first classic car, this would honestly be one of the first cars that comes to mind, just because as far as manuals go, it is so forgiving. It's so forgiving. It's so smooth. I mean, it's really like, it's so smooth. It's actually amazing how smooth it is. That downshift was so easy. Back into fourth and cruise. And yeah, it's funny, there's no tachometer, there's an odometer, so there's just there is just a tachometer, an odometer, and a fuel gauge. Oh my god, wait, I'm not going to butcher this again, I'm sorry. There is no tachometer, there's just a speedometer, and an odometer, and a clock, and a fuel gauge, which in my opinion is pretty funny. But again, it's a cruiser. Why do you necessarily need to count your revs? They have the gear changes marked with speed intervals. So like 30 is top of second or bottom of second. 50-ish is top of third or bottom of third, depending on the way they've organized it. I would say it's probably the top of third in 50, at 50. But yeah, just what a lovely little car. And we'll also just test reverse right here. I like to go into first, then second, then you push down and over and in, and there's reverse. And here we go, reversing right out. And yeah, just a stunning little car. I love this car. It's so pleasant to drive. So thank you folks for watching our video. It's been really fun. I've really enjoyed getting to talk about this car and getting to know it. Big thanks to the owner for trusting us with her pride and joy. It's just such an amazing little car, and it's really fun, really cute, really handsome, and we hope it goes off to a loving new home. So that'll do it for our video. If there's anything we've missed, please let me know, and we will happily address it in either a follow-up video or an additional comment. But that should cover everything, and in addition to that, you've got I think over 500 photos of the car in total at this point. So yeah, just let us know, and I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching.